I don't think there were any objections here, so I don't have to go through that. We take statements, emails, we accept, we don't adhere to the strict rules of evidence. So.
Okay.
Are
Okay.
there any requests for adjournments?
Oh, who would like to come up first? Mr. O'Brien, you approach the microphone first. That's not,
Thank you, Chair, members of the board. I have, this is case 106-22, Ferdy Land Homes. As the board is aware, this case has been previously adjourned numerous times. Just a quick background. My client is looking to build a home on a substandard property. It was discovered during the testimony that the adjoining property was improperly subdivided out, and as the board's practice is, you're not going to consider our application unless it's part of the whole of the subdivision to legalize the existing dwelling. That there had been a standoff between our contract vendor and that homeowner going back over adjusting taxes and everything. There was actually Supreme Court litigation. That has all been settled. The building plans have been prepared, have been submitted. They're up in the building department being processed. I think they've been up there probably for about 2 months. So the end is in sight. I can't give you a day, but I can tell you that what needed to be done has been done. The last step, of course, being the denial from the building department and the file being sent down to the zoning board so that we can have a consolidated hearing of both applicants. Ms. Pellegrini?
It's for a subdivision with 2 parcels.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because this was the crazy case where there was a 60 by 120 and they sold 40, which probably makes no sense to anybody sitting out there, but as one who's looked at the file and lived with it for 2 years,
I understand.
that's what it's actually to create 240s in the end.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, so the litigation resulted in creating 240s and some
No,
other
that should have been resolved years ago, like 10 years ago when the person bought the house. He got duped a little, and I don't know that he was represented by counsel at the time.
Probably.
But the end result is we hope that his house will be legalized. He's been paying his mortgage and paying his taxes all these years. We hope the board will consider our case. We think it's a good case. And at this point, I would ask if, for control purposes, if you can give us January 10th, 2 o'clock, that would be great. And if
make it brief.
Can I just ask you one quick thing?
Sure.
So,
Make it brief.
I remember vaguely some of the stuff that went on, but at the end of the day, when you come back before us, you're going to come for 240s.
What we're going to come in for is a subdivision to maintain an existing dwelling on a substandard lot, 40 by 100, and for permission to construct a new one-family dwelling on another 40 by 100 lot adjacent to it.
And before, when you came in for us, what were you coming for?
We only came in to construct on a substandard lot, which if the board were to have granted it, would have made, if it's possible to use this term, the existing home even more illegal, or
Right, but that lot that you wanted to construct on before, what was the size?
40. They're both 40s.
No, that's now, but before, were you also requesting?
No,
Okay.
the existing parcel, when the contract vendor obtained title, was 80 by 100.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah.
So now,
What we're trying to do is unravel a mess.
I understand, but I just wanted to know, originally you came in to construct on what?
Originally, you came into on the vacant parcel, which is the 40.
So it was the same.
Yep.
So what-
Nothing is changing in our application. What is being changed is we're going to take the whole parcel and seek to subdivide and maintain dwelling 1 and construct dwelling 2.
So why is the notice only referring to a construct and not a maintain?
Because the notice that you have before you is for the vacant parcel. it was discovered when we started bringing during our hearing, we adjourned in mid-hearing, was that think of it this way, the maintainer's on a 40 and the constructor's on another 40. We came in on this 40. During the hearing, it's discovered that this was improperly done, and you can't hear one without the other, because you either grant all relief or none.
Oh, so you are bringing them both?
Yes, oh, yes,
missed that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
but it was
both
that-
will be brought, have to be brought at the same time.
Right, but the notification only has to deal with the construct. There's
No, but
nothing
now
in
he's-
here about a maintain.
But you're going to come for the maintain also?
They're gonna be heard simultaneously. Move to consolidate and hear them as one, once they come. I think I know that expression.
I'm gonna go look at that.
So as I said, I asked the board for the afternoon of January 10th, if that's available.
How does that look? Okay. January 10th, 2 PM.
Thank you all.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.
You're up next.
Good afternoon. I'm on cases 656 through 658
I'm sorry, couldn't.
Please state
656?
to 658.
name and address. It's cases 656, 657, and 658, Baldwin Erica James.
Good afternoon. My name is Stuart Berg. I am a practicing attorney for 47 years. This is not my lane of traffic.
Ma'am?
I'm here on behalf of the owner of the property.
Oh, wait a minute.
Do me a favor, can you speak more in the microphone?
Certainly. I'm respectfully asking for an adjournment. We received these notices on Saturday in our mailbox. They are postmarked for the 19th. I would like an opportunity to speak to our neighbors. I live on the block across the street from the property, and consult with brother lawyers of mine that handle this area.
Who do you
I-
represent, sir? You're
Myself.
just representing yourself.
Myself, thus far,
So she represents the landowner.
I understand.
So this young lady represents the applicant?
Yes, I
And-
represent Eric Mahler of Erica James
So we're doing it in
LLC.
reverse. We have
Yeah, that's
potential
biased to
objectives.
that.
Hold on.
Okay,
Everyone
note
can
your
talk at the same
appearance for the
time.
record, ma'am. Note your appearance for the record,
Name, address.
because you're the applicant.
My name is Ashley Lowe from Mark Anthony Architects. Our address is located at 1563 Belmore Avenue in Belmore, New York.
Okay,
And you, sir?
My name is Stuart, S-T-U-A-R-T, Berg, B-E-R-G. I reside at 716 Fisherman's Road, Baldwin, New York.
And this is the first time the case is on, and you're requesting an adjournment.
Yes, sir.
How long do you need, sir?
what's the German is for you to talk to your other neighbors?
Talk to
or
the
get-
neighbors.
And
Or
co-
I guess you said legal counsel.
And
Galvanize the
consult with
opposition.
attorneys that handle this area, architects and such. I would,
So you're, as I understand it, you're also asking for an adjournment?
Yes, we were also
So
asking
it's
for
on
an adjournment.
consent?
Yes.
Okay.
okay.
How long would you like?
Is the first week in December
First time?
appropriate?
I don't,
I believe there's a December 6th hearing, if that works for,
December what,
So.
please?
may
let me-
not,
let- can
may
we
not
just-
work for us, but
okay,
can we
that's
just
what I
back
meant.
up? You want to consult with counsel,
I'm
right?
sorry?
You want to consult with counsel, you said.
I want
Other
to,
lawyers, you said you want to talk to other lawyers or something.
well, attorneys that handle this area of law, I don't handle this.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You want to okay, I just want to make, and you want to also get counsel.
Yes, so my client would like to, there's a discrepancy on the property card about whether or not it was a two-family status or a one-family status, so he would, my client would like to retain counsel to discuss.
Okay, so.
Christina?
I'm asking because December 6th is only
Date.
like 6 weeks away.
On a date.
Sometimes people need more than 6 weeks. It sounds like neither of you do. You can get counsel, you can get experts, you can deal your property. So there's probably enough. I only ask for that reason.
Thank you.
Is the 6th acceptable?
It works for me if
Christina.
it works for you.
Is-
Absolutely.
Is 2
how does the
o'clock all
calendar
right?
look?
I think they're checking
Just a
now.
minute. Okay,
What time?
2 p.m.
Is the 6th at
6,
2 p.m.?
2
Thank
p.m.
you.
12:06.
Ma'am, you raised the issue that you think it might have been a two-family at one point?
Yes, so the property card, there shows a discrepancy that it appears that it was a two-family, and then it shows it's crossed out, and then it becomes a one-family. We've spoken with the original owners. It was built as a multifamily house. All the original construction is still there and shows it would be a multifamily house, but we wanted to
What-
consult an attorney as a
What is
result.
your intention, though? Is it to maintain a two-family along with
Yes.
this subdivision?
In the event that,
You're not asking for that relief, though.
well, then we would,
Am I wrong?
I shouldn't have.
This is a three-lot subdivision.
Yeah, but she wants to one of the houses wants to maintain as a two-family, which is not
We don't
a
know yet.
request.
All right, whatever. She'll,
No, it's gonna,
they'll have to deal with it when they come.
They have to,
it gets
Yeah, he
re-denials.
or they,
Well, wait a
or
second.
they
It
renotice
Joe's
it
right.
now.
Joe's
gets a
right. Joe's right.
re-denial and you have to submit plans that's showing that it's a two-family dwelling. You wish to maintain a two-family dwelling on one of these three houses.
Yeah, so what he's saying is,
It's incomplete.
if that's something you wish to pursue, these are the steps that have to happen before that. You have to draw plans, no, Joe, right? You have to draw
Yes.
plans, and you have to submit them to the building department to see what other variances or
To be redenied.
relief might be required. Then, if you have new relief, like two-family, you would have to renotice it, and you need a notification window for mailing. So the reason he's bringing it up is, if you're intending to ask for different relief than here, you need the building department review time, you need the notice window time if there's new relief, right, Joe?
Yes,
So that's why he's asking, and thank God you saw that, because
thank God.
So if, right now you are asking for three lots, right?
Yes. 2 lots, 3 applications.
Elevated dwelling, constructed
Maintain on it.
dwelling,
Yeah.
relocated dwelling. So confused.
How about
You can-
January
Wait,
24th?
Say
Mr.
that again?
Rodano, you want to, here's what your application says, maintain 2 dwellings and construct a one dwelling.
No.
That's what it
it's
says.
Maintain dwelling on a lesser lot.
Yep.
And then that same dwelling is to be that same existing dwelling is to be relocated and elevated. And it's 2 separate permits, applications, and then there's a proposed subdivision
Oh,
and new
so
dwelling.
656 is 658 also?
Got it. They should have been rearranged.
Yeah. Okay, either way, you now wish to ask that one of those continue to be a two-family, potentially.
Potentially.
All right, so yeah, that, any request for two-family would require additional relief and probably review by the building department. Is it a Residence B zone?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. It's just different in Res C or Res B, but
December's not going to, December's not going to work.
No, not at all.
I don't think it will.
It can't.
January 24th,
Okay.
That would
Yeah,
work.
December's
January
not, you have too
24th.
much to do.
2 PM. You have a lot to do.
January 24th?
That's correct.
I think that will give everyone enough time. And then you probably know, make sure you know the mailing dates in the event you have new mailings. If we just adjourned it from here, there would be no new mailings, right?
no, yeah, I
And if nothing changes, then you have no new mailings. But to the extent you want to request additional relief, it goes back to the building department, you get rejections, and then you need to do new mailings, because the community has to be notified, oh, we're going to ask for a two-family also, or whatever it is. So that will give you enough time to get all of that stuff done.
So it's January 24th at 2 PM?
Yeah, no
correct.
additional notice will go out unless she needs new relief. So if nothing changes in what she's requesting, right, then your neighbors won't get new notices to the extent that,
Christina.
Will or will not?
Well,
But-
if nothing changes, if we don't go for the two-family, you won't get new notices. If
I know,
it
you're
changes
gonna
and
say
we go
the
for the
sign.
two-family, I'll send you a new
So you're
notice.
not sure whether or not you're going to ask relief for a two-family?
right. they have-
No, that's why we're retaining counsel to go over the discrepancies on the property card.
Understood.
Thank you.
So that was why I was originally hoping to keep the December
Okay,
6th date. That way,
you
if
know-
we aren't moving forward
You
with
know,
it,
and
we don't have
Mark
to push it off
Anthony
3
knows
months.
what's required if you want to make it.
Yes,
But our
Okay.
calendar's jammed up too.
okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Can I say if they need anything else, they should?
How are you? Sure.
I'm adjourning, staying, I'm adjourning and then going into
Case 664 and 665, West Hempstead, Prit M. and Harbans Singh. It's a subdivision.
Good afternoon, Chairman and members. Christian Brown, McLaughlin and Stern, 1122 Franklin Avenue, Garden City, requesting an adjournment on this case. Unfortunately, Mr. Nelson is not available today. He's detained in the town of North Hempstead. So he cannot be in two places at once, unlike Padre Pio. So
Remind them that this board hates rejection.
would we be able to have November 29th?
Would we? Christina? November 29th? Gail?
Doesn't he have a brother who can do it?
I picked that up from St. Ladislas, actually, your old stomping grounds.
Okay. November 29th, 2 PM, is that okay?
It's acceptable to the applicant.
Well, is it acceptable to Mr. Nelson?
Oh, yeah, Mr. Nelson gave us that date, correct. Yes, he's available.
Okay,
Thank you.
welcome.
But I'm on the next case.
Next, oh. Is that an adjournment as well? Could it be? Okay. Oceanside. Angelo Commendo.
Cases 659 and 660 in Oceanside. Angelo
Comando.
Accomando. Special exception to maintain shed higher and larger and not permitted in the side yard with less than required side yard setback and lot area occupied variance. Special exception to maintain second accessory structure, shed, not permitted in side yard with lot area occupied variance
That's not Chris's
at
case.
126 Henrietta Avenue. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Kimberly.
Please be seated, state your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon, my name is Melissa Graham, I'm from Long Island Perfect Permits, 124 Front Street, Suite 205, Massapequa Park. I'm the agent representing Angelo Accomando, owner of 126 Henrietta Avenue, Oceanside. It is Section 43, Block 192, Lot 20. Applications were submitted to the town to maintain 2 sheds on the property. The wood shed located on the east side of the property exceeds the allowable length, height, and setback. The shed maintains a length of 12.2 feet where 12 feet is allowed, and a height of 10.4 feet where 9 feet is allowed. The shed also maintains a 0.4-foot setback where 2 feet is allowed. The smaller shed is plastic and will be considered the second accessory
Hold on a
structure.
Ms. Graham,
Sure,
what's the allowable side yard on that shed? The
2
12
feet.
2 feet in the side yard?
Yeah, that's what I have. 2 feet is allowed and it's 0.4.
2 feet in the rear yard? Shed in the side yard?
It's on the side, yeah.
In a side yard.
He needs 5 things.
Look,
5 feet.
this is... Yeah, but this encompasses the whole side yard. It needs a 5-foot. It's not attached to the dwelling?
No.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
I have some pictures if it'll help.
It
we
looked
have
like it
them?
was attached, that was my
It's
concern.
very close, but it's not attached.
Okay,
Okay,
sorry.
Mr. Vogel, correct, straighten me out.
Okay, but you
It's not the
mentioned
first
that,
time.
you mentioned that you needed horizontal maximum 12.2.
Correct.
I don't have that on my calendar. I have higher and larger, not permitted in side yard, less than required side yard, lot area occupied on one shed. I have no horizontal on either shed.
It's on the plot plan.
Well, it's not on my calendar, though, that's what I'm saying.
That's point 2.
No, but we need to add that, Christina, we're gonna need to add that. She
Administrative.
needs horizontal, 12.2, and it's not on our calendar. I don't know how this keeps happening.
You know?
Gonna work. I'm not excusing you.
Were you rejected for horizontal?
Yes.
Didn't appear on.
No, you weren't.
Point 4 feet. Point 4 feet.
I agree.
What? They were rejected for horizontal? 4 feet high, she said. 10.4 for height.
The rejection, yes, over 12 feet long, over 9 feet high.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
But it's not. That wasn't
It
advertised.
appears you were in fact rejected for that. Somehow it got lost in the mix, so I think that it's de minimis enough,
Amended
point two, that we
administrative.
could administratively, I just want to make sure we address the relief you need, because if we don't, then, you know, if the
I know.
inspector, you understand why. So we'll amend the caption to include horizontal maximum on one side of 12.2, 112 is allowable.
And height.
Correct,
Height she has, height's 10.4 horizontal.
correct.
Higher and larger. What's the measurement?
Again.
What's the other?
So now we found the problem is I do have on my calendar larger, which you know is 144, and you were not rejected for larger. So what happened apparently is you need horizontal, and it got put on our calendar as larger. So we'll amend to include horizontal, and we'll dismiss the larger. Okay? Keep going, I'm sorry.
That's okay,
Just trying to clean it up.
no problem. So are we okay on the larger shed?
Well, I clarified what I needed to clarify. I think there are other concerns about access issues, but just trying to keep the administrative stuff.
Okay, no problem. The smaller plastic shed is considered a secondary structure. Both sheds are located on the side yard. The property lot area is 4,330 square feet, so the required lot coverage is 27.5, now maintaining a 30.1. My clients purchased the home in 1997. The large wooden shed was installed in 2008, and the plastic shed was installed a year later in 2009. Without a garage, my client uses the shed for storage of lawn care items and recreation equipment for his family. We do not feel that any of the items presented today are out of character for the neighborhood, and none of my client's neighbors have any issues with the variance being granted.
Katura.
Before the board, or your client before the board today? Did they close on the houses, they must get money in escrow, or they just want to legalize it because they're good people?
On a FEMA compliant raised
They're
platform.
not selling their home, they're just legalizing the two sheds.
Is that it?
Okay.
That's FEMA compliant?
You know, it's going to be very difficult to grant an application that encumbers the entire side yard.
Especially when you're on the other, access on the other side yard.
Is that FEMA compliant?
Have you been to the premises?
No.
We're looking at the open permits, and one of the permits, 22, was to maintain a ductless heat pump on a FEMA
Compliant.
compliant raised platform. I know what a ductless HVAC is. I know they provide heat and cool. I'm not sure if that's exactly what that refers to. But some of the photos show what I would guess is a ductless by the shed. Is that the ductless? that the Douglas referred to in that?
Can you see this picture?
It's the one by the shed.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the plot plan. It's a, we have a permit for it. We have to close it out once we close everything else.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking is,
Not gonna work.
the permit that's open, one of the permits that opens is maintain ductless heat pump on a FEMA-compliant raised platform. The photos show something that looks to me like a ductless unit right near the big shed, but it's not elevated at all. And so that's what caused the inquiry. So that's why,
To be raised on the site plan, which means that they have to raise it based on the FEMA.
Then why is
oh,
it
we
maintained?
can't, the site plan
It's
literally.
a little
even-
blurry, but it's, the
Yeah,
site plan says
even with this, it's not
maintain
legible.
AC unit to be raised above. I don't know if my copy is a little less blurry than yours.
Yeah, even with this, I can make it larger, but it's blurry even small. Okay, so what you're saying is, that is in fact, what you're saying, that is the ductless unit you're talking about.
She
It's not yet raised, but the intention is to raise it
Raise it,
in
correct,
compliance with the permit.
yes.
I know, but you see how blurry it is? Okay, so that is the one, and it's gonna be raised, okay, elevated.
So what is, on that raised compressor that's outside, what's the setback from the property line to the outside edge of that compressor? Or condenser, whatever?
8.1.
8? So it's a 9-foot, 9.4, and then it remains, so that compresses 1 foot? Really? Okay, yeah, it is a thin one. No. Would you want to consult with your client, if you haven't already, the idea of relocating that shed to the rear yard where it belongs? For me personally, to allow a shed in a side, encumber an entire side yard, when you have other possible locations,
Then you have no other access on the other side of your house, that's one of the things.
I mean, I can ask him. I know the reason why he didn't want to move it is because he has a very small yard and,
he has no side yard though.
right.
But
So,
you can't
but
get in
his
the
side yard,
backyard.
I guess he
What
figured he
what if
wasn't
there's, what if
using.
there's an issue in the backyard? You can't get back there. It doesn't belong there.
Can I
I mean,
ask, what is, the
what
back?
if he was to put a gate, well, he has a gate on this concrete walkway on the other side of the house. So there is access to the backyard.
No, that's a people access, that's like one.
Right.
Can I just ask you, in the backyard, everything's very blurry and very small. So the backyard looks fairly large. I know you said it's small, and you may be right. I see something that says it's sort of circular shape like pavers, maybe there's a
It's like a
decorative.
stone curb, like a planter,
That was my next question. So there's a stone curb.
and a patio.
Oh, so you have been there?
Well, I have a little bit of a clearer copy.
Oh, okay. So,
And
so
then if
there's
you
the
look at-
pavers?
I don't know if you have a copy of the survey, but if you look at the survey's even clearer.
Well, there's the pavers, that's paver patio.
Correct, and then he has
And then
kind of
there's
like
planter,
planter, stone curb.
and then it says something like 3-1 curb or something? I mean, it's blurry. What's
It's a
in?
timber curb, is what that says.
Oh, mine says something 3-1 curb. Anyway, and what's between the pavers and the curb, what's in there?
Between the pavers and the curb is just grass.
Other than the pavers and that curb planter area, what's in that larger space?
Grass.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I should have known that, I
His backyard,
guess.
it's just like grassy.
Yeah, I just didn't realize
His
that.
patio is here, and then he has like a planter with like a,
Yeah, I see the planter,
Bricks.
the grass, I guess it was a dumb
like a
question.
a little bit of
I
like a
should have
built-up
assumed it was grass.
plant, garden.
And the big shed, I apologize that you already said, what's in the big shed?
He has like recreational equipment, lawn care, stuff. He
And the
doesn't
li-
have a garage, so it's kind of like an overflow.
Oh, the garage has been converted to living space?
Correct. I don't believe there was a garage, and if there was, it was
Oh,
converted.
when was the house built? Let me check. Usually they don't allow you to build a house without a garage unless you have a variance.
See if I have a copy of the search.
No.
Let's see, according to the search, maybe 1957, it was a variance to build a one-family dwelling.
With or without
They had
garage.
a variance for the side yard and the stoop.
I'm just trying to find the search.
Generally, yes. It's a precedent set by this board that if a new house is built, it has to run.
All right, so you think that it was built without a garage?
I mean, there's a closed building permit, it says 1957, a variance for a one-family dwelling. It looks like the variance was for the side yard and for the front stoop. It doesn't say anything about with a garage. It just says one-family dwelling.
I don't think it's front, I think it's for the side. Yeah, the reason I'm asking is because part of the justification being presented for that large shed in a place that arguably an issue is no garage. So
Correct,
that goes to sometimes of self-created hardship.
correct.
Okay, so. Anything else you want to tell us about the shed, the big shed?
Nope, that's it.
What do you want to do with your client? Anything? Nothing? Do you want us to consider this the way it is?
I mean, they would like to consider it, just based on the way the property, it would be a financial burden to then take it down and move it to the back of the yard, but
Okay.
if that's something you want us to consider, I can always bring it to them, but I do know that we did ask them in the beginning, and they would like to keep it where it is, where it's out of the way and accessible, at least for the lawn equipment, and they still have use of their backyard to enjoy it.
One other thing before you close the case. Mr. Regano had mentioned at one of the other meetings, and the staff perhaps neglected to inform applicants that they should make appearances to visually inspect the properties, so that if we have any questions or concerns, and we ask the applicant, they'd be able to address his or her representative, right?
Okay.
To, so that you're familiar with it.
No, I understand.
Future reference.
I agree.
That's
So do
good.
we.
So, what else do you have to know?
Would you like to add anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay. Any comments or questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I would just move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Graham, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Ms.
opposed?
Graham?
Any abstentions?
would you let one or more of us are probably gonna go take a look at it outdoors. They don't need to be home, but you just let them know that if they see one of us wandering around in the backyard or on the sides, that's all it is. Thank you.
Case 661 to 663 Point Lookout, Kevin M. Cahill. Variances, lot area occupied, side yards aggregate, rear yard. Construct second-story addition over garage and two-story addition connecting dwelling to garage. Variances, lot area occupied, side yards aggregate, rear yard. Construct pergola attached to dwelling. Special exception to construct accessory structure, shed with shower, higher and larger than permitted and exceeding horizontal maximum with lot area occupied variance, located at 74 Glenwood Avenue. Please raise your right hand. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God. Please state your name and address for the record.
All right, good afternoon again. Christian Brown, McLaughlin and Stern, 1122 Franklin Avenue, appearing for the applicant.
George Monasterio for the 9 Biltmore Avenue, Point Lookout, New York, architect.
All right, we're here before you today seeking variances related to a proposed addition to an existing dwelling in Point Lookout, located at 74 Glenwood Avenue. This is the Cahill residence. The board has probably heard a couple of Cahill applications over the years. The family owns a number of houses in Point Lookout. This house, the plan for this house is to renovate it, add this addition, and Mr. Cahill, Kevin Cahill, what is his Brendan?
Brendan.
This actually, his brother will be, it's under Kevin Cahill's name, but his brother, the plan is for his brother to occupy this house with his wife.
Is this former Dr. Kevin Cahill that passed away?
This is his children, yes.
His children, okay.
Yes. So my point is that Brendan Cahill is planning to renovate this home to live in it as his permanent year-round residence. So we require a couple of variances and a special exception related to the proposed shed with a shower. With respect to the yard variances, we require side yard aggregate, and rear yard variances. But the footprint of the house is not changing, so those are all re-legalizing the existing footprint. When I say that, I mean that the house is not coming any closer to the side or the rear property lines. So the insufficient side yard is currently at 4 foot 11 inches, where 5 is required. That's not changing. The insufficient side yard aggregate is 17.5 feet, where 17 feet 6 inches is required. So these are very minor variances already. And those conditions aren't changing. And the same is true for the rear yard with respect to the house. It is maintaining the same 14.5-foot setback that it currently has to the footprint of the existing garage. So the side yard aggregate, and rear yard are not changing. The main variance before you is a lot area occupied variance. This is a 4,200 square foot lot, the typical sort of substandard Point Lookout lot, and what we're proposing to do here is take the existing house and the existing garage on the same footprint, obviously. There would be an addition built over the garage, and then between the garage and the house, we would fill in that current open space with further living space. So the garage would become attached to the house, and the applicant would gain living space on the first story over the garage, and also a second story above the garage, and then that would be connected into this portion that you see on the site plan labeled proposed two-story addition. So the structures would be connected via this addition, and that will give, as I said, if you look at the floor plans, additional living space. There'll be a new master bedroom, 2 new additional bedrooms as well, built up to the modern standards, and then that on the second floor, obviously, and that will maintain the existing bedrooms that are already there in the older part of the house as well. And on the first floor,
Mr. Brown, I have
Yes.
to interrupt.
sure.
There's no dimensions on the, I don't see it, proposed, the breezeway, if you will, the house connecting to the garage. I don't know what size that is. The proposed 1.5 story over the garage, I don't know what size that is.
So we can describe it for you.
Yeah, but it should be on the plan. I know it's not you and I don't,
The architect's here. Ask him.
yeah, I mean,
Here,
and
they're on the floor plans, but not on the.
They're not on the
cover sheet.
plot plan.
Plot plan,
Why not?
correct. I noticed that.
But you come before us all the time. Why didn't you put them on the, you know, there's only one set of plans, as you know. So why wouldn't you put them on the materials that everyone has to review?
Well, you do have them on the floor plans on the,
there's one set, like Mrs. D'Amato, just, there's one set of floor plans. There's 8 copies of plot plans. That's what we look at.
I didn't know that there was one set of floor plans.
Really? It's not your first
I-
rodeo, no offense, but, and I wouldn't do,
All the time.
and I wouldn't do that if other people were in the auditorium,
Please
so.
put them, please put
Sure,
them.
absolutely.
Because that's what most of us go by.
I think I personally am at a disadvantage.
All right, well,
Well, let me describe to you what, and Mr. Montessario can do the same. The addition in total adds a den area on the first floor, an addition to the existing kitchen, and then maintains the rest of the living space where there's a living room and a dining room.
oh wait, first floor is, there's a garage floor. or
Yeah.
That's garage.
That's staying.
First and second.
Correct.
Yeah, I just want to talk about it that way.
Correct. That's the living space area over the garage, correct. And the garage, they'll still have a garage. Then,
Wait, Mr. Brown, I got
Yes.
you wrong. So the plans call it the foundation plan, and then the GRAGE floor plan, which I assume means garage.
Oh,
But
yes.
it's, just so we get the first, second, third idea right.
right,
So there's the garage floor plan. How many levels are above the garage?
2.
Okay, so the GRAG floor plan, is that, what is that?
That should have been the garage.
Okay, but you didn't
Misspelling.
call it what it is. It's,
That's the ground
I have
level.
2 layouts. One is the foundation plan, and one is the GRAG floor plan. Are those 2 different levels, but they're not really levels?
There's only
One is foundation
one is
below
found-
garage, and the GRAG is
Is
the garage. You know,
graded,
we'll call
at
it
grade.
first level,
On
but not a
grade.
level.
at grade,
Okay.
correct.
Okay, so go ahead.
Correct. So that's, so you have the den area on the first level of living space. And then on the second level, you're getting a new master bedroom and 2 new bedrooms, basically. That's what the addition allows for. Yep. Correct. That's an expansion of the existing kitchen, essentially.
Next to that, the next plan to the right, you have another plan, second floor.
There are no bedrooms being added on the first floor. No, no. You're correct about the layout, so you're getting an expanded kitchen and what I'm calling a den area on the first level of living space. On the second level of living space, you're getting additional bedrooms. It's a total of 3 additional bedrooms, one of which is the master bedroom with the master bath. That's right.
regarding the bedrooms, you mentioned 6 bedrooms. The existing bedrooms are kind of substandard. If you notice, some of them don't even have closets. So technically, they're bedrooms, but this house was moved, I believe, to the site from, I believe, Freeport. So those bedrooms are really small. So the bedrooms that we are providing are what we will consider today's standards, appropriately sized.
All right, I had a conference with the chair at the bench. The board would, at the board's request, and we'll consent to it, we would like to take a short adjournment to make some, add some additional information to the plot plan per the request of the members. I don't know when your next hearing is. We'd, be able, if we could come back in a short amount of time.
Can I just add them now? That would
Let's not waste any more time. Go for the goal. Pardon? Yep. It's our next meeting. Oh. That's jammed. About the 29th of November?
It's okay with me. I'm here that day anyway.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, just for the record, is we will have the extra information, dimensions, height information added to the plan. I will recirculate that to the board office to make sure it's acceptable before we come back. And if it is, then we'll proceed that day.
Thank you. 2 p.m.
Thank you, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not doing it.
Cases 666 and 667 in North Belmore, Jill Hammerson. Variance lot area occupied, side yards aggregate, rear yard, maintain wood deck and roofed over patio, both attached to dwelling. Variances lot area occupied, maintain shed, located at 837 Beckman Drive. Solemnly swear or affirm that testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please be seated, state your name and address for the record.
Lisa Koshia with Permits R Us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, number 396, Syosset, New York, 11791. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I'm here representing Mrs. Hamison, who wishes to maintain and legalize a wood deck and roof-over patio attached to the dwelling and a shed. This property is located in a Residence B zone. The deck, roofed-over patio have a lot coverage of 40.4%, where the required is 27.5%. The deck has a rear yard setback of 2.8 feet, where the required is 15 feet, and an aggregate of 14.9 feet, where the required is 15 feet. The deck, roofed-over patio, and shed have existed for over 16 years without incident, and to my knowledge, there are no complaints on file. Mrs. Hamison respectfully requests your approval.
Ms. Cochia. I don't know when this search sheet was printed. It's been about 10 months. 6 months, can't do math. There were some open permits that you're probably aware of because it looks like they were filed for in '23, and that's probably part of what you're doing here to legalize everything. Maintain a shed and fence, maintain a finished basement, deck and roof door, attached dwelling.
Correct.
Those are all you're aware of, right?
Correct.
There's exterior, the basement plan shows exterior stairs. Is that, am I right?
No, there is, it looks like it's exterior stairs on the basement plan. Those are the stairs that are coming from the actual interior of the home down into the basement. There's no egress staircase out of the basement.
Oh, the basement's narrower, like the house is wider, so that's the down from inside?
Correct.
So the house is not built on a complete basement? Hey, could you come up and I'll show you what I'm talking about, please?
She's saying that this house above it.
This.
Yeah, actually, it's the same. When I went there, no, this is actually the interior of the home.
So why isn't the rest of this showing up the home?
Where's, let me
You
ask
know.
you, upstairs in that house, is that where the front door is? Or a door?
No.
Any more plans?
I don't
Let me
even,
see if I have.
So like, when you're, so the house, you're saying the house is out here somehow? Because that's the only way those will be interior.
It's kind of strange the way it's drawn. Let me see if I have a set of plans that's easier for me
Okay,
to see.
sounds good.
Because it's like a split level in a way, so the main floor comes
So
outside.
sometimes the split levels cause some innovation. Is this the actual basement?
No, that's a low level. There's a level with a garage and whatnot too, that comes out. Hold on one second.
You're gonna look for better plans. Wow, look at that sunroom thing.
yes.
Wow, is that the house? That's amazing. Can I see that GPS thing when you're that?
Stairs must come from.
She said they're inside the house.
That's weird.
Yeah, the only explanation is that the house is larger than the basement, obviously. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like there's anything sketchy. That's a remarkable thing. This thing.
Yes.
And that's some sunroof or
The roof over?
that top thing with the atrium roof?
It's outside over the patio?
No, over the house, or unless that's, no, that's enclosed. The,
I'm sorry, can I come up there?
Sure,
I can't
of
see
course.
from here.
yeah, that's enclosed. No, that's not the
That's not
house.
the,
You two,
That's the house.
isn't that the same thing?
it does look like it. 837 Beckham Drive?
This here.
Yeah, that does look,
Yeah, this is the roof over. Oh, this has skylight, not
yeah,
skylight,
see
but
that
whatever you would call it.
atrium-like thing, that, I move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Cochillo, you've been notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered. Thank you.
Next case, 668 in Oceanside, Harriet Harkavy. Variances, lot area occupied, maintained bi-level wood deck attached to dwelling located at 3388 Ocean Harbor Drive.
Good afternoon again, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Lisa Koshia with Permits Are Us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, number 396, Syosset, New York, 11791. Okay. I am here representing Mrs. Harkavy, who wishes to maintain and legalize a bi-level wood deck attached to the dwelling. This property is located in a Residence B zone. The bi-level deck is 387 square feet and puts the lot coverage at 29.16%, where the required is 27.5%. The bi-level deck has existed for over 30 years without incident. To my knowledge, there are no complaints on file. The owner has passed away, and the children have since sold the home. Money is currently being held in escrow while everything is being legalized in the home. Mrs. Harkavy respectfully requests your approval.
Mr. Chairman, if there are no further questions, I'd move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Cochillo, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Thank you. Have a
Thank you.
great
Have
day.
a nice day. Aye. Mr. Bogle, did you see our calendar for December 13th?
have been adjourned to January 24th at 2 PM.
By
Cases,
the way, can I just ask real quick, Dawn?
No.
or Gail?
no.
Why is it structured the way it is?
Why is what structured the way
These
it is?
cases, like, shouldn't 658 be a part of 656 in some? No, you know, we were confused. Because this is, so 656 is subdivide the lot, front yard setback, blah, 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 relocate and elevate the existing dwelling. Hold on.
658,
So that's, wait, so that's 656. That's all about that house, subdivide and put. Then we have 658, which is front yard setback, relocate and elevate existing dwelling. I mean, it seems all covered in 656. Because that's the same dwelling. It should be 656 should incorporate, because look, 656 says lot area, front yard setback on Fisher, rear yard relocating. So the house on 658, she said, is front yard, relocate and elevate existing dwelling. Why is that not a part of? Is anyone?
yeah, I'm listening, yeah. Different lot.
This thing's kind of messed up, because she said that 656, 658, that 658 was just the relocation of the existing dwelling, but that's already spoken to.
At different lots.
No, no, she said they're the same. Which is covered in this. Right. But as Gail just mentioned, the lot 43 is six. Yeah, because you said the first one is lot 43 and the second one's lot 43 plus lot whatever. So they're moving 44, but they're moving lot lines. But why is it why is it 656 about lot 43 and 45? It's subdivide the lot, here's where we want the lines.
To one.
It's rear yard, relocate lot area, front yard, relocate and elevate the house. All of 58 should be inside 56.
Did they,
Do we know who did it?
no, did we, how many,
Other cases she fucked up.
how
I mean,
many,
oh, I mean,
how many filings do they make, and do we get more?
Oceanside. I would like to move case 659 of 2023, special exception to maintain shed higher and larger and not permitted in the side yard with less than required side yard setback and lot area occupied variance. I move that to be denied.
Second.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And with respect to case 660 of 2023, the same premises, 126 Henrietta Avenue, special exception to maintain second accessory structure, shed not permitted in side yard with lot area occupied variance, should be granted. Aye.
Move case 666
Kids look at me like, why is she
667 of 23,
just not
Jill
making that motion on that
Hempstead, 837 Beckman Drive, be
You gotta
approved
say
as
no, I
requested.
Second.
I'll second it since I
All
didn't
in
have to say the
favor?
numbers.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 668 of 2023, Oceanside, Harriet Harkavy. Do I have any discussion from any of the board members? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 668 of 2023, 3388 Ocean Harbor Drive, Oceanside, be approved as requested, usual deck conditions.
And finally, case 106 of 2022.
Second?
Second.
You didn't hear that?
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 106 of 2022, you can tell I want to get out of here. That case has been adjourned to January 10th, 2024 at 2 p.m. for the umpteenth time. And I would like to posit, why in the name of heaven was that subdivision improperly granted? But I will not do that in public.
It wasn't granted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
an illegal sale.
So
The
now,
guy even came in with them?
so,
At first, yes, but according to Mr. O'Brien, there's been contentious arguments back and forth about the legalization of the property. Basically, the guy who, the good faith purchaser.
guy who thought he
is
brought
trying
a
to get a little
60
bit more out of the deal than just him bringing to legalize the house, he wants something else.
so what
I don't blame him,
happens?
he bought a 60 by something, and
Now
now they're
he's
gonna
got
give him a
what?
40 for something.
If he genuinely believed that he was buying an 80 by whatever, this wouldn't be the first legal proceeding.
Oh, it's that,
he engaged
it's
in.
that one.
Yes,
Okay.
it's that one. He would
Yeah.
have filed suit in Massa Supreme Court, and this is all the
Not
record.
if he just bought it, going, oh yeah, I'll buy it.
He's paying taxes on both, that's the one
Well,
thing he's got.
So that's,
Two things,
so,
he got.
Purchase
He bought
agreement
it,
specifically states
what?
the lots are only 40 feet by.
Oh, the
Purchasing agreement specifically
agreement.
states it's the tax, it was their
Yeah,
property subdivided,
yeah,
so the
yeah.
tax bill is for all the lots.
Oh, so he knew he was buying a $40 house.
Yes.
no,
Well,
he'd
Yeah.
never admit that.
No, but he knew,
have a motion to close the meeting?
I move we adjourn the meeting, close it until the next time we meet.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions?
She's smart.